Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. We have been having some truly bad days. The Giants lost to the Dodgers today 3-0. Now, before I dive into that, I want to make another comment about the Giants' actions at the 2022 trade deadline. You know, I was reading this book. It's called Do You Want to Work in Baseball by Bill Dbacks, an MLB executive. And in one of his chapters, Dbacks gives you a list of things that general managers ask themselves. And the basic idea behind those questions is, does my team embody its organizational philosophies? And it's with a lot of things: the player development department, the scouting department, the major league roster, the everything pretty much. Do all processes coordinate to embody our organizational philosophies? Now, back to the 2022 trade deadline. In what way do the Giants' actions at the 2022 trade deadline embody their organizational philosophies? What philosophies are they that they would follow? I don't... Okay, so they hang on to Carlos Rodon. And if that's the case, did they need to upgrade their roster? Well, evidently so. Just look at the Giants' last couple of games. If they lose tomorrow, if the Giants are unfortunate enough to lose tomorrow, they will have had 2 consecutive 4-game sweeps by the Dodgers. So what organizational philosophies are the Giants following here by taking the stance that they did at the 2022 deadline? I need to get an answer for that question. And I'm asking it in a really deep way. What organizational philosophies were the Giants following? What are they? What are their organizational philosophies right now? You keep Rodon when you could supposedly get a good return for him, and that is good in and of itself, but it has to be accompanied by something more. All they picked up at the deadline was prospects. Just look, remember the last couple of games, including this one. It doesn't look like the Giants are really able to win without help. True, they beat the Cubs in a recent series, but they're not going to be able to rely on beating the weak teams in order to get to the playoffs. It makes a difference what team you play. They will not be able to rely on beating the weak teams. Then what do you do when you have a series against a team that you're in real contention with for the final wildcard spot? What do? It's not going to happen. Relying on beating weak teams rarely gets you to the playoffs. At some point, you're going to have a series. You're going to have multiple series, I guess that's the plural, against teams that you're contending against for a playoff spot. Therefore, if all the Giants can do is beat weak teams, they would have needed upgrades to their roster. I would have believed in them that they could do it if they got those upgrades, but they didn't. So Rodon stays, keeping a playoff spot in question. They don't get the roster upgrades. What philosophies is the team embodying right now? What organizational philosophies? I just need to see what those are. I just need to get an answer for that, and right now, we really don't have one. So the game today, it was basically Alex Cobb was okay, but it's not good enough when you don't get offensive support. There just was no offensive support. A rally in the 7th inning, got the bases loaded, didn't bring anybody home, so just not a good game. And like I said, tomorrow, this would be the 2nd consecutive 4-game sweep against the Dodgers, meaning if they don't win tomorrow, that's going to make up 8 straight games against the Dodgers that the Giants completely failed to win. And it's just going to be a pretty despicable way to go here. So it seems like the damage has been done at the trade deadline. I mean, it's definitely too early to say anything, but it really seems like the damage has been done. It's going to need... They can't get a better roster now. They're going to need the roster to get better. Those are two different things. You get a better roster, or option B is your roster gets better. Option B is the only option they can take now to get to the postseason. And I mean, we saw almost a no-hitter from Alex Wood, so if he can become a real good pitcher for them down the stretch, it may seem like it's asking for a lot. Could that happen? Well, I guess so. Joey Bart, he starts hitting some of those home runs, you know. I'm not saying that that's completely out of the question. I'm just saying that we're seeing evidence that the roster did need to be upgraded, and that's just not a good thing. I just don't think that the Giants team is really doing anything right now. Well, that's all for right now. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you have not, and please email me, GabrielVaughn89@gmail.com, with any questions or comments. That email is also in the description box, so you'll want to look there, make sure you get the spelling correct, so you can email me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101. We'll see if somehow the Giants can avoid another sweep by the Dodgers.